How are you doing today, Stephen?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great as well. It's good to have you here with us at Fifth Quarter Volleyball, and I really appreciate you obliging to do this interview with us today. And
Sure.
it's great to give the viewers and the readers insight into what Missouri State volleyball is going to be doing for the future of the season. And that's why we want to have you on this on this syndicate today. So can I just get right to it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you just signed Reagan Casey. She's a 5'11" middle blocker. Or no, Reagan Casey is a 6-foot middle blocker. And you also just signed LaTreva Kennedy, 5'11" middle blocker. So this team's got some height to it. Now,
Yeah. And typically, and even in that position, you'd like to be just a little bit taller, but both of those players are great jumpers. So, Reagan's a high jumper. Treva is explosive off the ground. So maybe, again, like you're saying, some decent height, but really overall what we are looking probably more out of them will be quicker offense, something where we can use their athletic ability.
okay, yeah, I understand that. I understand that height is a very important factor when you're looking for middle blockers on your team. The average height for the Bears this season is about 5'11" to 6 feet. So, are you going to still be running at the 6-2 offense that you did when you were head coach at Ole Miss?
That's going to depend on personnel when we get in. We've had this team about 5 or 6 weeks this spring. We're still all those weeks but one, we were in our 8-hour phase. So we haven't had just a ton of practices. And then, as you've already said, we've got a couple of new players coming in, and we'll have a few more. Like I think our recruiting class will be somewhere coming in around 6 to 8 players. So at least half the squad will be new. So we'll just have to, once we get in there, we've got 3 setters, and we'll kind of see what works best more than anything. That's what I've always done, is went with personnel first and felt like, okay, this offense gives us the best chance to win. And over my career of 23 years being a head coach at the college level, I'd say most of the time I've run a 5-1, and that 6-2 worked for us for a couple of years at Ole Miss. Helped us win a lot of games.
Yeah, it did. You had a terrific season actually in the 2019 season. You had a very good season at the start of the year. You had I can't remember exactly what the record was, but it was about 14-4 and 6-1, I believe, or something like that. And you won the season opener against Tennessee. How did that feel?
It was great. It was the first time in a long time that Ole Miss had won an SEC opener, and against a great program. Tennessee, they were coming off a season where they had gone to the NCAA tournament, won a match in the NCAA tournament. So we felt really good about it. Yeah, that was a great run, 14 wins in a row at one point, receiving votes in the top 25. So yeah, it was. We felt like it was a good season. We wish we could have ended better, of course, but very competitive throughout the season.
Yeah, I understand. How does it feel? No, I don't know if this is an accurate statement, but you were called to Missouri State as the quote unquote cleanup guy, or the guy who turns things around in a nanosecond. Are you going to be the same guy that you've always been as a head coach through your previous programs as you are at Missouri State?
I mean, we would love for that to happen. I'm not, I have been blessed that I've jumped into some programs that, in my opinion, every program I've gone into, I felt like it's had a solid foundation. And if you look at the history of this program, it's had the most success of any program that I've ever been a part of. I mean, 13 NCAA tournaments, 19 in a row until this last one. We've got some really good players already in place and some good players coming in. So we hope it's a quick turnaround. I don't know that we can guarantee that. It sure would have been nice to have gotten a full spring in, I'll tell you that. So a lot of our preseason practices will be a lot of catch-up work. And so I see this as a team that's going to improve a lot as the season goes on. We may not see it right off the bat because there's just going to be a lot of learning that has to take place in that first month.
Yeah, understandable. You spent 6 seasons with Ole Miss. Do you have any regrets after leaving the program?
I wish I could have done better. I've said that when I did leave, that I wish I could have won more games, had more success there. I thought we had a lot of success. I was the first coach to leave in 34 years with a winning record. We did some great things, won the NIVC championship a couple of years ago, had some great players come through there, and more than that, just some really quality young ladies. And enjoyed working with my staffs there. I would say that would be my biggest regret, is I wish I could have been a little bit more successful. We really enjoyed our time there, my family and I.
Oh, I saw that you enjoy your time. I've seen a lot of the YouTube videos of you celebrating with the girls. I see that you have a good time after a lot of the big wins, especially against Tennessee. So I see that you do like to celebrate and have a good time with the girls. That's good. You're considered family, wherever you go in this sport, whether it be, in a performance-centered program, whether it be work, sports, or even as an ongoing volunteer. That's just how life is. We create, close circle of friends. We consider our work, etc. But what was it like to be welcomed into Missouri State? Did you get like a gift basket, or was there like a swag bag or anything like that?
Yeah, they definitely hooked me up with a lot of swag. I'm wearing, one of my Missouri State pullovers right now. So that's always the fun part, is us coaches too. When we go into a new program, we get the we call it for the players in preseason. It's their Christmas in August or whatever, and we get that when we go to a new program. Definitely welcome with open arms. I tell you, the really cool thing, and it's kind of going back to what we were talking about with the history of the program. I've had so many alums, coaches that are coaching in the area, but also have a connection with the program. There's a lot of assistant coaches in Division I and head coaches in Division I right now that have a connection to Missouri State. I mean, it's been a program that's been very vital to volleyball in general, from the high school level all the way up to the Division I level. And so I've had a lot of them reach out. It's at one point, I don't want to say it was overwhelming, but it was really cool just to have so many people reach out and congratulate me for being here. They're here to support. And that's what I feel like the most. I felt like when I talked to the athletic director, Kyle Moats, during the process, that he said, hey, volleyball is a tier 1 sport in our athletic department. I've never had an athletic director tell me that before, because in fact, I've never had an athletic director tell me what tier we're on, because I know we've typically never been on a tier 1. We haven't been on the same tier as football and basketball, but you really get that feeling here. And I think that's really a cool thing to feel that support. And you see it with the success that the program's had.
That's right. Yeah, I would have to fully agree with that. That sounds like a very good report. Now I know that when you stepped off the plane to Missouri State and you went into the gym for the first time, you were blown away. That was one of the best things that you've ever seen in your record as a volleyball head coach. what was one of the first things that went through your mind when you stepped into that gym?
Well, we had gone through almost a full day of interviews and meeting different people, and then when Casey, our another one of our athletic directors, when she walked me in to the facilities, and I started looking at them, and I saw just our incredible arena, great locker room, team room, our own film room. Volleyball has their own film room there. I mean, that's unheard of, you know.
Yeah.
When I started seeing all these things, I told her, I said, why did you wait so long to walk me through all this? I said, I've been on campus, 5 hours or 6 hours. This is the first time I've seen this. I said, if you'd have walked me in and showed me this right off the bat, I think you'd have had me. It wouldn't have mattered who else I had to meet. Yeah, you're right. I was blown away. I think outside of probably just some updates, as far as the facilities that we have are as good as 90+% of the volleyball programs in the United States.
Yeah, as good as some of the Power 5. That's right.
Oh, definitely, and I think even better than a lot of the Power 5 conferences. So having your own, again, because this is our own space. There's programs coming from the SEC that play in their basketball arenas, and those things have all the bells and whistles. So those things are great, but having our own arena seats about 8,000 is the old basketball arena. When they built the new one, volleyball stayed. And I'm really thankful for that, because I think it's awesome to have that atmosphere for volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm just going to ask you few fun questions here, Steve. Do you consider a hot dog a sandwich?
It seems to be a hot topic over the last few years of sandwiches and hot dogs. I don't know who got that started. Growing up, I never considered a hot dog a sandwich. I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. A hot dog's just its own category. I know it's got meat and bread, but I don't know. In my mind, I don't consider it a sandwich.
I'd have to agree with you. No, if you step into a McDonald's and you're only offered 2 items, Quarter Pounder or Big Mac, which one are you ordering?
Definitely the Quarter Pounder. I'm going with the Quarter Pounder. I'm not much into that special sauce that we all know is Thousand Island dressing. We all know that's not really that special.
And Steve, just to cap off this interview, we've been in quarantine for a while now. So what do you do to keep busy? And have you seen Tiger King yet?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm on a serious note that I really am thankful for the doctors, nurses, all those in the medical profession, all those people on the front line that are having to battle this head on every day in a way that allows us to sit in our homes and be safe as they're really trying to knock this thing out. So I'm just really thankful for them and praying for them, for their safety as we go through this. Getting a lot of family time right now. And I've kidded around that my wife's thankful. I have a 15-year-old son, a 12-year-old daughter, and a 7-year-old son. And the 12-year-old and the 7-year-old, I think, like having me around. I think the 15-year-old is ready for me to get back to work. I think he's tired of Dad getting on to him all the time. He's not used to that because I'm not usually around the house 24/7. Especially like now with the new job. I've been gone anywhere from 12 to 14, 15 hours a day between recruiting and being at the gym and working on things. And so I think he thought he was never going to see me again. So it's gone from not ever seeing me to I think he thinks he sees me too much. But it's been a great time to reconnect with my family. We just moved into a new house last week. So being able to be around for my wife to help get boxes unloaded, things set up, rooms put together, all that's been, I know she's appreciated that. And I've been glad to be around to do that and be with my family. And I haven't seen the Tiger King yet. I do want to see it. I've heard and caught glimpses of things all over social media. You can't really not see things from the Tiger King. So I do want to see that. I think it looks really interesting, and I think I've got to block out some time because it looks like a show that if you start watching, it's just hard to stop.
Yeah, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding the main character Joe Exotic, and I think I've heard that I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard it's a combination of Jerry Springer meets Crocodile Dundee.
And why wouldn't you want to watch that? I mean, it seems like that would be a great show to watch.
Right. So, Steve, I just want to say thank you once again for being on the syndicate here at Fifth Quarter Volleyball. And we'd love to have you again. And anytime you want to reach out to us or, talk about the future of Missouri State volleyball or the current volleyball program that you're coaching, do it anytime. We'd love to have you again. And thank you once again, Steve.
Sure. Thank you for having me on, and I'm available anytime you'd like to have me on. I love promoting Missouri State. I love promoting volleyball. And I love talking about dorky stuff like Tiger King. So anytime you want to have me on, just let me know. Would love to do it.
Absolutely. Thanks for all your insight today, Steve.
Okay. Thank you. Be safe.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye.